Okay. Everything is set and everything is going. Hey, what's happening, everyone? I am your Dragon God of Gaming, Damian-Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of the Gaming News, where I run the list of all the gaming news, facts, rumors, trivias, and everything coming out of the gaming industry this week. Today, I have two topics to cover here today. One is a TMNT game that's in the works, which is gonna be real freaking cool, and the cancellation of E3. So, with all that being said, with all that being covered, let's get this started with the first thing here. But before we get into that, hold on. I had no time to write a script. So, I'm going to be bouncing this off of the actual article, so, yeah. Anyway, this article is coming from Jesse Sheeden. And this is coming from IGN.com, so if you guys want to go read it yourself and have your own interpretation, by all means, go and check them out. These are both coming from IGN, so yeah. Anyway, it goes as followed. A God of War-inspired TMNT The Last Ronin game in the works. Okay. The hit 2020 comic book series Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is being adapted as a video game, and it's one that draws heavy inspiration from the God of War franchise and similar action games. Polygon broke the news in an interview with Doug Rawson, Senior Vice President for Games and Emerging Media at Paramount Global. While the developer involved is still being kept under wraps, Rawson indicated the goal is to create a AAA action title that draws heavily from the comic book source material. Ooh. The Last Ronin is notable for being the first collaboration in many years between TMNT creators Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Based on an unproduced story from the 80s, Last Ronin is a Dark Knight Returns-esque tale set in a bleak, futuristic version of the TMNT universe. In this world, all but one of the four turtles has been taken out by the Foot Clan, leaving the lone survivor to seek revenge against the grandson of Shredder. Russell also indicated the game will break from TMNT tradition, being only focused on one character, though he didn't rule out the possibility of the other turtles appearing via flashback sequences. The titular Last Ronin carries the weapons of his fallen brothers, which could suggest that the game will allow players to switch between weapons, fighting styles on the fly. Little else is known about the Last Ronin game right now, and the game is said to be a few years from release at this early stage. Okay. I'm going to leave the rest for you guys to read for yourselves. It's only a couple short sentences, but I do want to touch on this. I have read some of the Last Ronin TMNT comics, and for those of you that don't know, hey, you know what? I'm not even gonna spoil them. I'm not even gonna spoil it for you. But the Last Ronin would be the last turtle you would expect. Actually, right there, I probably already told you who is the last remaining turtle, and believe me, he is not happy no more. But the case in scenarios, I love the TMNT comics because they're so gritty. There's such a departure from like the goofy shit that they show on TV. Like they actually show the turtles being, you know, offed one by one. And it's such a gritty tale. And it's just so good to see that, like, there's a more grittier story behind the TMNT universe. So, this is actually pretty cool. A God of War-esque, you know, TMNT game. That'd be dope as all hell. Like a vengeance storyline. And, you know, being able to switch between, like, all the weapons on the fly that the past turtles had. You know, that would be actually a pretty cool, pretty unique game in its style, and pulling from, like, that God of War, you know, if they pull it from like a God of War style, whoo, like pulling anything from God of War is like pulling it's just like pulling, you know, the grittiest parts. And if you pull that and you're like, if you don't go full on PG and let it sit and stay the way it is, I cannot stress enough that if you guys want to see some really cool fucking cold ass shots of the TMNT universe, read The Last Ronin. You know, I don't read comic books as much anymore, but I did go and read The Last Ronin. And my God. So, now that I know that they're putting out a new TMNT game based on The Last Ronin, and it's being based on God of War, that's gonna be cold as fuck. And if you bring in that gritty art style that's also in The Last Ronin, like, you know, pulling those like cold open shots and shit like that, you know, don't let it be too into the funny versions, but like, you know, pull in like a no, not a, you know, a T rating, or at least a mature rating, you know they've done something right. Because this is a dark story that needs to be told in its entirety. This is one of the best stories coming out of the TMNT universe, and it's so fucking good. So I suggest you guys go check that out. But yeah, it's gonna be a few years off, but I would love to see it, regardless. Hopefully, I still have a job by then. Anyway, well, I hope I still have my fucking channel by then. Anyway, with that being covered, let's go ahead and cover the other one here. So, real quick, let's move on to E3. Now, I'm going to touch on this a bit. I'm only going to read a couple excerpts from here. And this next one is coming from IGN, as I said. And this is coming from Rebecca Valentine. So, credit goes to her. And it goes as thusly. Almost a year after announcing its return, the Entertainment Software Association announced today to its members that this year's Electronic Entertainment Expo has been cancelled. The IGN also can confirm. Two sources have confirmed to IGN that the organization announced that the cancellation via an email sent out to its members today. The email said that while E3 remains a beloved event and brand, that the 2023 version simply did not garner the sustained interest necessary to execute it in a way that would showcase the size, strength, and impact of our industry. Quote unquote. The ESA concludes the email by reiterating its commitment to advocacy work. It does not mention undertaking the show again in future years. Following IGN's report, the ESA issued the following public statement from Kyle Marsden-Kish, Global VIP of Gaming, and it says thusly: this was a difficult decision because of all the effort we and our partners put towards making this event happen, but we had to do what's right for the industry and what's right for E3. We appreciate and understand the interested companies wouldn't have playable demos ready, that resourcing challenges made being at E3 this summer an obstacle they couldn't overcome. For those who did commit to E3 2023, we're sorry we can't put on the showcase you deserve and that you come to expect from ReedPop's event experiences. Now again, I ask you to go read the rest of the article to get a more clarification. But yeah, there was no garnered interest for E3 this year. And I can pretty much tell you why. Most of the big names that you would come to expect to see at E3 all have their own showcases nowadays. So you really can't expect them to go to E3 when they can just release their stuff on their own dime and on their own time during their own play cases, like Sony's State of Play, Microsoft's shit that they do, Nintendo's fucking Nintendo's events that they hold every other fucking month. They're doing it on their own. Sorry, Nintendo Direct. There you go. I just seen the name. Like with Nintendo Direct and State of Play at the moment, they basically, the bigger names all have something that showcases their latest games, latest releases. So even if they continued E3, there's really nothing there for everyone else. Like everything else is just put on for the big company's own showcases. So why bring it to E3? Why wait? It doesn't have the attention that it once did. So it is kind of sad to see, but also kind of expected. That before the whole pandemic happened, E3 was above its time, and it would still be in history as some of the greatest expos of all time. But nowadays there's just not a way to physically keep it as a sustainable expo when everyone else, everything that normally people go to the expo for has their own showcase and elsewhere. Why would you go there to see the latest releases when you can just wait for them to show you the releases themselves on their own platforms? You know what I mean? So I think that's how everything is pulling out. But yeah, that's basically about it. Not enough sustainability nor attention, and they had to drop it. But at any rate, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I appreciate you guys' time, and hope everyone has a beautiful day. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think, and I hope everyone enjoyed. Down in the comment section below, down in the description down below, there's all of our lovely and beautiful content creators. Go check them all out. They're a lovely bunch of coconuts, and I can guarantee you that if you guys like my stuff, you guys are going to like theirs, so go check them out. Also, while you're at it, go down and hit the subscribe button, please and thank you. We're so close to our next milestone, so please go and hit that subscribe button. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for listening. But until next time, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But until then, peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.